Hi everyone, this is Joanna. I'm just writing something down as they're taking it to me. Just doing a high vibe activation. Yay, high vibe activation. What's really important and light language and sound. So we're going to try and do one of these a week. And it will be specifically for a really short intro on an ascension topic from the Heavenly Councils of Light that I work with, and the Christed councils and the groups, the galactic and universal councils that I work with. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to be with you, and the councils of the Holy Christ, the Christ consciousness. So really excited as I'm learning to be in joy of who I am and be proud to be who I am. That's going to be our topic for today. And soaking within a vibration of what it means to be in pride and in joy of who you are at a soul level. And when pride oftentimes keeps us at the ego level from being fully who we've come to be as the expression of who we are as source creator. And so allow yourself to feel into the differences of when pride is holding you back at the ego level, and the pride that allows you to soak within at the soul level of who you truly are. When you are allowing yourself to come forward in that pride, beautiful essence of claiming and owning who you are, being that authentic master that you are, allowing yourself to share authentically through the expression and the exploration of who you are, and hold that within your own pride and within your own honor. It allows you to continue sharing your source light without apology and without without having to explain yourself or define yourself or box yourself up. But it becomes that just joyful expression, and the joy is the pride, is the possession within yourself. We say possession outside of anything we know in 3D, but claiming and owning that for yourself as your own dominion, as your own commandment of you, and all that you are as the blessing that source is. We've been talking lately about the sacred divine relationship held within the crucible of everything. It's like the center of the nucleus. That's where the source creator is within everything, the breath that we breathe, everything. It's all source. It's all the omnipresent soup that we all exist within. But because of our experiences through the mental body and the psyche and the wounds that we're all here healing, we sometimes separate ourselves from the minutia and the beautiful soup that is always existing for us to soak within the pride and the joy that is source. And I've called that divine relationship. I say I as with the many beings that are with us, always constantly channeling through me. It's not me specifically, it's us as the collective of humanity and the collective of the heavenly councils that are allowing us to come forward in new frequencies. And so we're allowing ourselves to come forward in a way of divine, sacred divine relationship, in that there is always the allowance of source creator to ever move with you in a more grand or profound way when we allow that opening and that flow of the source creator, that sacred trinity, the mother, the father, the sacred spirit, with our own soul's essence. And it's been called the sacred triad. The sacred triad, from how I define it, is different than how it's been described in the script. And that's okay, because usually the divine feminine has been left out of much of the sacred ancient dogma scripts. And that's fine too, it's all valid. But the sacred trinity is that of who you are as the soul, and that harmonization of perfect balance of the male and the female, divine mother and father frequencies. And it's always held within the sacred triad, of course, within the collective that you're sown with, within Gaia's blueprint, the collective blueprint, and who you are as the oversoul. Therefore, all of these sacred geometry aspects of you always being threaded and garnering, gathering together in grander sacred geometry, as the higher self becomes harmonized with the lower self, becoming that Merkaba that is oscillating in that experience like this, which I have felt in meditations, and it's an incredible experience. When you're reaching those high consciousness states and you get within that Merkabic spin. And I've also seen the dolphins do that in underwater experiences, helping with Gaia energies. But we wanted to allow ourselves to understand sacred divine relationship, and how allowing yourself to open within this flow that is source, the joy that is source, to see within any experience. Just before we came on, I was saying, well, can I go within something that's feeling traumatic and challenging with divine relationship and see how that feels? And in any situation, whatever it is that you're going through, because I've been recently through some challenges that have, you know, trying to pull all that I can muster into these experiences so that I can see the fanning out of the potential, and how it's offering me my most expansive Christic heart as a soul to grow. And why we all come here with the soul blueprints that we do, so that we can grow as a soul. We can deepen our level of compassion for ourselves and all others. We can deepen our level for who we are as source creator. We can deepen our level right now for what all humanity is moving for in these new beginning phases of the story of humanity. That pop-up story of humanity is allowing us to see that we can be the pride of source creator. We can be that soulful, joyful expression and experience of source, and feed into these open offerings that is that sacred relationship, and offering it through and allowing it through us. But there is a difference between that pride that is experienced at the ego level and the pride that is experienced at the soulful level. And so what they were offering me just before I came on, because I often ask for a topic, and I say, is there a topic that you'd like me to discuss today for the collective? And then I do a light language on it and a sound. And so they said, joy over pride. And how can you embrace and understanding what is the ego pride and what is the soul pride? The soul pride allows you to honor and love who you are and be happy in being who you are without apology or without explanation or definition. And that pride just means that you're able to allow all that you are as the Holy Spirit, as the divine ascending being that you are, as physical and spirit, to express all that you are in a beautiful and loving way, and be happy about your expression of source. And that's feeling that pride of who you are. I've come here as a beautiful experience as the creator. I'm able to explore myself and express myself with great pride and with great joy. And I do so that it's a balanced honoring and humility and reverence for all that is spirit. That's that divine sacred relationship. And so allowing it to flow through you, and you can feel those resonances of the heavens moving with you, because we come with, if we so desire, we walk with magical forces with us and within us and around us. That is that ultimate loving protection and guidance and joy that is the heavens walking with us and in within every breath that I've talked about before. Because I can sense it and feel it, I understand those experiences, and I'm able to talk about it and write about it and channel about it so that others can awaken to what the potentiation is for the human experience. As we open and awake to the depth and to the richness that is source in all things, we allow that sacred relationship to transmute any and all things, including even obviously the most challenging experiences, and to embrace it, to find that divine sacred relationship within the crucible of it, because there is always, and then allow you that expansive experience of, wow, I'm growing as a soul within this. I'm allowing the divine to transcend the paradigms of what the mental body held within this experience, because the mental body will immediately start labeling and defining, and those psyche wounds come forward. And that's when those cycles keep repeating itself. As opposed to dropping within the pride of who you are as the soul of source, open to the divine sacred triad, that sacred relationship, and have it live through that experience. How can this divine sacred relationship show me who I am as source living through this, regardless of what the situation may be? And you will see the infinite expansive potentiation for you as a soul, because every soul will have a different experience within whatever is being brought forward to offer divine sacred relationship within it. Because everybody's soul lesson at that point will be different and unique. That is what their soul requires to expand into it. Just like if I was to ask source today about an experience that I had yesterday, my experience today within that soul relationship, that divine sacred relationship, will be different than it was yesterday, because I have integrated and I have processed what I've needed to in pride of who I was allowing myself to be in that one moment at the soul level. And all of the beautiful teams that I'm honored to always be with and walk with. And that's what we've called the force of who you walk with, the force of who you are, if you will. We say force in the most lovingly. Obviously, those of you that understand our offerings, it's not meant in the words and the definitions that are meant in the general collective, because force in the collective would probably mean something, dramatic and, but we say force as the inherent celestial teams that we have with us in any one moment, that guide us, protect us, honor us, love us, point out little mysteries and miracles for us to tap into and tune in with. And I'm able to sense that and feel that. And that's the energy that I bring forward in pride and joy to express it to the collective, so that you feel those Christic vibrations in the poetry, you feel those Christic vibrations in the songs and in the light language and in the writings, so that it's channeled energies from the heavens that come through us. And it's really beautiful in its way to encourage all of us to understand that we are all the divine sacred relationship, the sacred divine relationship that we are with one another. Because without one another, we wouldn't have these opportunities to expand who we are at soul levels, even at the most challenging experiences, where we have to seek self-resolve, we have to seek self-closure, we have to seek forgiveness in all experiences, whether it's been brought from other parties or not. It's those experiences that allow you to grow and expand. And we wouldn't have that if we didn't have one another to play those aspects of us through those experiences. And this is why it's such an amazing and incredible journey and experience, and how it builds into the mastery of who we are as unconditional loving beings, which is what the role is all here. And not to say and claim we're masters. It's for us to live as the unconditional soul and the Christic energy, and have every cell in its under commandment of it. Where we can allow our bodies the complete mastery of who we are, and bilocate at will, co-create at will, heal, at will. That's living in the Christic energy. That's living as the sacred triad, the mother, the father, all in equal balance, all in equal oneness, all in equal similitude. Similitude is that equal flow of the relationship. I honor my will to bring this forward. I honor the nurturance and the love of the Holy Mother to bring this forward and heal this. It's a sacred, loving, moving, equal relationship. It's profound. I'm still mind boggled, because every time I think about it in different ways and I'm just allowing it to live through me, it's something different. And so what they offered on joy and pride, joy over pride, when it's at the level where you're not quite sure if you're living it at that soul level, because it does take practice. Initially, most will be at the ego level, because that's what we've been taught and shown, until you're practiced enough to live from the heart space and opening to the sacred divine relationship that's always available in every moment, every way, everything. And then allow this sacred triad of all that we are as source and spirit, and the force that we walk with and come with, to breathe and live with you. Then you begin feeling that pride as your unending, enduring essence of who you are as the expression of source. And it's completely different than the ego expression of pride. And you can feel it. It's that alchemic shift in feeling and resonance and how you experience yourself, because you're no longer walking in fear, in doubt of who you are, or being silly and not wanting to be yourself because of others. And that's the difference they wanted to show me between joy over pride. At the ego level, that joy over pride means that there's so many, and this is why there's so many imbalances in our experience at a collective level, is because the creative expression has been so suppressed. The creative expression is so very important to allowing the emotional energies and the emotional experiences from the psyche to be released and healed, and then transmuted back into the source creator, to be brought back into new experiences, and maintaining that homeostasis within all that we are as multidimensional beings. But so many going through life say, well, I can't just dance and be silly, because that's just silly. I'm too proud, at this level, for people to say that I'm weird or not conforming. However, those ego energies are, they block you, because that pride says, well, it's an illusion. The ego says, well, if I step out, then there will be these repercussions, if you will. And that's the illusion that the ego presents to us, and why so many are imbalanced, because their expression to be joyful and to be happy and to be playful as the souls that we are, as fairies and pixies and gnomes and Pleiadians and Syrians, Arcturians, that all live in constant joy, the fifth dimensional ecstasy and bliss that is constant joy. That's where that difference in shifting our perspective of who we truly are as spirit, to be fully expressive and being in joy and in soulful pride of who we are in that expression. And so there's that transmutation will occur, and that will be felt at every level, and you'll get to feel into the variance of what pride means at all levels, because there's an infinite number of expressions of joy. It's the highest vibration of love in the expression that we are able to explore. and express ourselves as. You can express yourself as joy dancing. You can express yourself as joy loving your children. You can express yourself as joy making a meal. Whatever that feeling of your most ecstatic, blissful state, and being proud of who you are in that. And it's very different at the differences that we've come from, not wanting to stand out or not wanting to have those repercussions of not conforming, to what the society says is silly and not acceptable and, honored, or whatever it is that's in the old paradigms that's meant to be shifted. Because at a 5D experience, will be constant joy. There'll be challenges, of course, but the joy of who you are and allowing that sacred divine relationship to flow through you, so that you're constantly fanning out in the expression of you through the emotional body, through the mental body, through the physical and the etheric bodies. It will be a constant sacred relationship. And that's how we would maintain, there's just giving me a kind of a reminder. That's how we maintain the intentions of benevolence, because it's a sacred relationship. It's a sacred relationship with the land. It's a sacred relationship with the food, sacred relationship with the water we're drinking, sacred relationship with how we bathe our bodies, sacred relationship with our oneness with one another, and being in joy of this and proud of one another at that soul level. And honoring the sacredness within all interactions can be that part of that becoming, that constant state of becoming. But to honor those moments through which we've allowed ourselves to drop our creative expression for who we are as a soul because of pride, ego pride. And how can we shift it so that we can live from the soulful pride, where you're just constantly living in joy and honor of who you are. This is the soulful expression of me. When I want to walk around being happy, and I want to walk around just singing and dancing in the street. And it's okay if people look at me and think different. It doesn't matter. I'm okay with it. I get to be me, and I'm here for however long I'm here for. And every moment I want to make it count. I want to make sure that I'm living my fullest life, and I want to be proud to be who I am. I want to be in joy to be who I am. I want to sing, and I want to create light language, and I want to move with the breath of source creator, because I know and I can feel that I walk with the heavens. When I'm happy and I'm moving in the flow of the heavens, I can feel the heavens with me. I can feel the fairies joining, and I can feel the masters and the creators that are walking with me, and I can feel the fields of light and the codes. I can hear the dolphins that are singing to me from different planets. I can hear it, I can feel it, I can be it, and I'm bringing those energies in, and I'm moving them around into the collective experience. And that's why the living language of light is so important to the evolution of humans, because this human light language, the living light language, allows us to decalcify and drop the densities of what's in our fields, programmed, that we don't even know about. We carry them from lineage, we carry them from all of the program stuff that's in our society. And especially if we're watching a lot of media and news programs and things like that, there's so much, energies that are within the field that our bodies, our crystalline bodies, will simply, they can't even absorb and transmute, because it's on such a different frequency. But those codes of light and the light language help with breaking that up, so that whatever is in the fields and in the bodies just breaks away. And why it's so important to be that joy, because that joy assists the cells, assists your vibration, assists your core energy to be its highest and happiest, so that you're resisting disease, and your immune system is allowing itself time to recover. The stresses do the opposite, stress and worry and all of that stuff depresses and suppresses the cells, which make them very weak in the resistance to, obviously within the immune system and other aspects of cell wellness. Cell wellness is the most important thing for humanity in the ability to transcend disease. And how are we allowing that sacred relationship? And it can be done within your morning experience of self-care. Just being at one with that sacred relationship with your cells and your body and your organs, and being the loving commander of it, and knowing that you have a powerful force that you walk with, if you so choose to call them in and assist you. All that is not magnificent, leave my cells and my body now. And do it with that loving commandment that, yes, I honor my body, I honor myself. I am allowing myself to take myself to a new resonance of who I am, multidimensionally. And so they said, bring joy to the table and see how easily your dilemmas become solved in the most unusual and miraculous ways. What is keeping you from being joyful? And what is keeping you from the joyful song that is you? So they were showing me that you know, at a family table where there's a family situation that needs to be resolved, and we all have them, you know, right? Different things that people are moving through, and transitions and things that are happening, and changes and shifts and job change. I mean, there are things that the family needs to sit down and sort out as a collective, because all voices are valued. And when you bring joy to the table and bring fun to it, even if you may not appear that that topic may be fun, but if you bring the essence and intention that we're going to move through this joyfully because we're a family, we're going to move through it. We're going to allow ourselves to bring joy to whatever situation and dilemma, because love and joy are the essence of the Creator. We're going to open up into this relationship and see what happens. That's allowing Source to live through each and every one of you, so that you're not stressed and stamped down by stress and worry and having to be right over others and all of those, you know, vibrational games that we've all come from and played within. Allowing yourself to come to the table and have that intention of sacred joy for family, working the energy, and how can we make this work, and how can it move forward, and how can we be a part of these experiences in new ways. You'll be surprised at how things unfold, and why many, you know, top performing companies have, you know, various ways of building the joy factor within their working collective. You know, because it's an understanding of just that fluid experience of creativity. That's when you're in the zone. So how can you bring joy to the table in all that you do, whether you're eating breakfast in the morning, and just have a joyful conversation? You know, have that joyful experience and that communion, the kinship that will bring each other back to sacred connection. And this is what our collective experience has experienced through the last, you know, 2 years, through the various changes in our global collective. It's allowed us to sit down and think, how can I live as this beautiful, joyful spirit that we all ask and want of our children, you know, to live your fullest, to be your fullest, enjoy and be proud of who you are, and bring joy to everything that you can allow yourself to experience. Understand that you can embrace it all and have it live through you in new ways that just allow you to fan out the potentiation that is Source. Joy and love and all of those loving, positive experiences allow you to allow Source to live through you, therefore bringing those infinite potentials to a new level. And they said in that joy, so the difference between that soulful joy and the ego, that soulful pride and the ego pride, you'll see the difference and you'll feel it. It's a definite shift when you're dropping to your heart and feeling pride about who you are. When you're talking about being interested in, say, tarot cards with people you've never said that before, that's a soulful pride. Like, wow, I did that, I said that, and my family accepted me. They accepted me. You're breaking those barriers and those membranes of you becoming more soulfully you, and allow yourself to celebrate that. And so what they said was praise in your light. So praise in those moments that you're bringing your light to the table. You're bringing that joy to the table. That joy is not separate from you. It is you. So play with it. Be celebratory of it. Allow that joy to be all that you are in all moments, in all situations. You can allow yourself to feel the joy of even the most challenging situation, because you know that at the crucible of whatever is going on there, it will be that transitional alchemic that will allow you to know as a soul, wow, I did that. I handled that. I honored myself. I stayed within my integrity. I allowed myself to know that I had the skills and the wisdom and the capabilities. I'm having all that I am in this experience, and it's a beautiful experience. The energy within it might have been challenging to maneuver and to move around, but it was done with sacred relationship, and all were served. The greater good were served. And you allowed yourself to see within that crucible that, yeah, wow, something powerful happened there. I felt my soul expand because I was calling all of my soul into it. I'm bringing that joy of who I am as a soul is going to live through this experience. I've got the heavens with me. I'm calling on them every second. I'm just going to open up and allow this divine sacred relationship, the sacredness of who I am, the divine of who I am in this relationship within the all. And it's going to be unfolding in the highest and the best. And that's what the masters had taught us. You open up to it and just allow it. It's not for anyone to dictate how anything should unfold and be in any party's experience. You know, every soul has their unique path that they're here to experience. We're just here to open up and allow the joy to come forward. And our soul's experience is for us to express and explore ourselves, and as deeply and as wide and as rich as we can. For every soul to do that, that's evolution. Not to hold ourselves back in ego pride, because we don't want to seem as if we're out of sorts of any other person that's in the area, or they might think we're weird, or it's not conformity, however it might seem or appear, that we're each here to move beyond and heal. Because that 5D is constant ecstasy, joy, and bliss at a soul level, and be proud of it. We all know when our kids feel proud of not necessarily getting the A on the test, but knowing that they had to set goals, and they had to allow themselves, what do they have to do to allow themselves their experience to achieve something that they wanted to achieve, not for the reasons of the grades, not for the reasons of getting the trophy, because that's again egoic, but to allow themselves to know that I can set a plan for what I need. I know that I can get up extra early, and I know that I can, do an additional study after school, and I can allow some playtime in between. So allowing them to know that they can navigate what needs to be navigated in their genius, so that it suits their needs, so that they're creating their balance for themselves, so that they're bringing in the tools and talking to the right people in that engagement, not to get the grades, but to know that they can maneuver that experience is far grander than just getting the grade. They all know that. We all know that. It's ascension. It's not receiving the light body. No, very few of us would go through this process if we were just to receive the light body. We're going through the process of awakening. It's for the soul growth that's in between. The awakening is just that one part. Walking through that door is the process of the experience, and integrating it and processing it. Just like the math Jesus had showed me yesterday. Divine sacred relationship, and how you're feeling yourself within anything. You can fan it out, and your soul is growing every time you do. And it's up to us. We're taking that time to just sit and be present. Say, okay, what's my divine relationship within this experience? And it can go in an infinite number of ways. That's what we come for. Because it's just like, wow, this is what I came for. Yeah. And your cells become light as the result of it. Just like that test score is the result of your journey through it. Again, it's not the end result, it's the journey, because that's who we are as a soul. That's who we become. And so it's really amazing. Again, they're the life altering experiences, that divine, sacred divine relationship. Thank you, Mario, for putting the videos up for me. I'm so lucky to be entangled with you, sweet person. The experience of those soul defining moments where you release all the ego energies of having to get and to do and to conform, and to place yourself within these old outdated paradigms of what we thought we had to do and be and become, and to get to be that essence of value and importance, because they're so not who we are anymore. It's a part of the ride, but it isn't. We're from the soul's perspective now. That's not why we're doing what we're doing. And where are we now, and where do we want to go? That's the soul's experience. And those are life-defining moments that every person and every aspirant on the path will move through. What do I want to feel and experience, and what do I want to become? This is where I am now. How can I get there? How can I allow myself to move into these soul-defined allowance, beautiful moments of just being in my bliss and my joy? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says. I don't care. Because I'm good with who I am. I know who I am. I know I walk with the heavens. I know there's codes going on. I know that I'm improving the grids. I know that there's people around the world that are feeling my joy. I know there's people on other planets that feel my joy. They're talking to me right now. I got it. Living in my joy, man. Let's do this. So praise in your light, right? It's praise in your light. It's your light. Be of praise and joy of it. That's why you're here. Yes, that's my light. Yes, I feel it. I get it. I'm living it. I'm being it. This is amazing. I'm living in this divine relationship. It's so amazing. And so let's do, sorry about my close up here. Let's do this beautiful, here, close up again. Let's do this high vibe oracle, because I can't remember if I did one today. Thank you, Mario, for putting out all these blessings. You're so sweet. Thank you. And I can tell I like this deck. I've got them everywhere. Too funny. How's everybody doing? Are you living in your joy? And I'm going to dance and sing and put on some music, and I'm going to sing with the heavens, and I'm going to dance. I'm going to create some light upon the grids. Anybody want to dance with me? Okay, put on some music, dance and sing. It's time for you to be in praise of your light. When you're doing anything that you love and anything that you're in joy of, you are in praise of your light. That's why you came. You came to enjoy your light. You came to be in love of your light. You came to be an expression of your light. You came to say, yeah, this is my light, and I love myself. I'm allowing myself to be the love that I've come to experience. I've come to experience myself as pure love. And how profound is that? Okay, we're only going to pull two because this has been long. I wanted it to be short. Oh, I love these two cards. They're one of my favorite cards. The first one that came out when we were just talking about this is the gathering, and it's kinship, community, and companionship. That's why we're here, right? So pride, joy over pride. Oh, allow yourself to choose joy, and you'll find that soulful experience of what joy really means. Be you because it's your light. Be in celebration of your light. Be in praise of your light. Everybody within here, they're in praise of their light. That's each and every one of us in the celestial and astral realms. We're praising one another. We're allowing one another to know, wow, what you did today was amazing. You allowed yourself just to sit back, release the ego, and just fall into love. I saw that today in you. I saw that today. I believed it in you, and now you did it. You actually behaved in that way. And this is what each and every one of us come as light workers. It's not to have the title and the light body. It's to live and be that essence of light and that leadership of light when others need it and require it in times of struggle and strife. So that we can say, I believe in you. You got the light within you. You could do this. Source is with you. You've got a powerful crew with you. You know you can do this. You're going to learn, and you're going to have that journey. You are going to have that journey of kinship and awakening and remembrance of who you are as a soul. And you're going to pull upon your skills, all those gifts you have and all that wisdom you have. You'll hear the voice of Source. You can do it. And they get that through our own recognition of how sacred we are and being in praise of who we are without, if all of us never lived in the pride of who we are at a soul level, there would be no creative experience on our planet whatsoever. We do what we do and we behave in the way that we do creatively because it feels good. It's the pride of who we are. We don't sing because it doesn't feel good. We sing because it feels good. Anyways, I love singing. I can't have a day without singing. This is the return home. Transition, life between lifetimes, and a loving welcome. Again, this is what I see and I can feel when I'm with the heavens. And when I sing and I'm fully 100% fully being me in all of my glory, no matter what, no matter. When you're opening up to spirit, it doesn't have to just be in meditation. It can be on your walk in the park. It can be in the car when you're singing and your smile lights up the days of 10 people around you. Be in the love and the joy of who you are and feel that pride. Praise your light. Be in praise of your light. That's how we're all coming home to who we are. It's that ecstasy and that bliss that we all come aching for and seeking. It's only found within. Nothing and nobody outside of you can give it to you. Dancing and singing helps. Eh? Yeah. The Holy Mother and the Holy Father and the beautiful heavens, thank you. And we call you forward, the Christ Collective, for being with me today. We're calling the Elohim forward and the Christ Council and the Councils of Holy Light and the Galactic Federation and all of the beings from the Hathors and the Holy Heavens that I'm connected with, the Christ Collective. Thank you. Masters of light, thank you, masters of light that are joining us, and the beautiful Gaia and the Elohim and the fairies and the pixies and all that are being with us. And we're having beings from Sirius tap in and tune in with us right now. Thank you. Beings from Sirius. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Mat ke siat mat ke ma ait kam. Yes, yes, ma ait. Master Babaji showing me the Native American collective and how they watch and they are in sacred oneness with the land animals, and how they're allowing their relationship with the land and with the animals upon the land to be a part of their sacred song and the oneness of it. So I'm seeing this from a perspective, looking down as he's showing me the story, vibrational story. Thank you. Are you allowing this sacred relationship within all that you entangle for the insects that walk below you? Are you including them in your sacred relationship, dear lighted ones? Are you including the sands and the water? Are you including what's going on underneath the tree? For there is an experience there for you, did you know? Multidimensional. Are you including all that is all that is? There's nothing left out of this sacred experience, dear lighted ones. It's a relationship, if you so desire to flow within it. Does the flower understand the roots and the water that is included within this relationship? As it stretches and it reaches for the sun. Each of you blooming in your own way, understanding that Gaia and the energies beneath and around you are all this sacred dance. And feeling this inclusivity, yes. For if it were not for the native frequencies, the various cultures upon various lands coming forward with their intuitive knowings of how the interdimensional relationship that is also sacred and divine, how would we have those sacred stories that are allowing us to peer into the oneness of all things and all life, dear ones? For are we including all cultures and all peoples within this divine sacred story? To see all that is from the various and infinite number of perspectives that can be done, dear light one. It is a dance. Thank you, Master Babaji. Showing me those frequencies at the end was our understanding that as we're hearing and listening and allowing ourselves to soak within these multidimensional stories, that we are allowing our grids to come to life, for we understanding that all aspects, nothing is left out, that all these aspects are the part of the sacred dance that is the divine relationship of all things, all beings, all people, all moments, all specks of sand, all droplets of water, all being a part of the sacred story. And how may we each be in joy of this? Praise in the light. Be in celebration of the light, for it is all required. It is all required. It's a dance. It's life within life within life within life, that we remember who we are within it. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Thank you. Thank you, the heavenly councils and the souls that are all with me. Thank you, Holy Mother Father. Thank you to all of the beings on the land and the heavenly masters of light that are always with me. Thank you, masters of light and ascended masters. I'm so grateful, so grateful, so grateful. Thank you, Babaji. Thank you for that beautiful story. It was so amazing that as I was expressing some of the ways that I'm able to expand into all consciousness, which Master Jesus was showing me yesterday, is the ability to be on different vibrational timelines in this now moment, but speak through my body, which is quite unusual. I can see it when I'm in meditation, and I can feel it when I'm in silence, but when I'm speaking, um, um, being in that simultaneous now moment with other aspects of me, it's often fleeting, but I'm becoming more expansive with it, and expanding in the moment of it, which they've showed me years ago. And I was getting back in the practice of it now so that I can be a part of this beautiful expansive song. So they were showing me upon the earth, and these crystalline lights, just at the speed of light, going into the grids, because there was, at the same moment that I'm delivering this, there are beings and consciousness and people and energies that are connecting with the vibrations and sewing these stories together for new timelines. The stories of the ancestors and our lineage and our native ancestry and all of the akashic energies that we are, and how our stories vibrationally, and how we've attuned ourselves as multidimensional beings to understand the song of source in all things, whether it's the animals moving about the land, and how the elders and the tribe leaders understood those experiences and those songs within all life. It's incredible. And I saw those experiences going into the grids, because those are the energies that feed the collective, so that we're awakening at a multidimensional level, and those energies are going into the cosmic soup that we are all existing within, that omnipresence, so that those energies of the crystalline children and the rainbow children and all those coming to the earth in later years have these stories to awaken to, because many of these stories are not passed down anymore, because we've lost that sacredness of the bringing the joy to the table and talking about it. Honoring how life moves around you and within you, because it's all you. It's a sacred relationship. It's a dance. And can we be of joy of it? Can we celebrate it for all that we are within it? It's just incredible. So I'm going to go process that, integrate it, and just be at one with it, because that was amazing. Thank you, Master Babaji. And thank you for all of the beautiful councils and the beings that are with me, all of the Elohim and the fairies and the pixies that are with me when I do my sacred sound. Part of my offering, for me personally, as I expand out into who I am as a Christic communicator, I'm already doing the clearing because of those codes. Thank you. Is to practice the multidimensional language of light. And because it does connect with all things and all people, and because I'm so intimately sewn with galactic councils, celestial councils, Gaia's grids, a lot of the beautiful grid work that I do with a lot of the councils and the beings and the heavenly councils. And so those codes are allowing me to see and experience things in different ways. And so oftentimes what I see that comes to me through the pineal and the third eye and all of my multidimensional fields, there's an energetic flow of all of the councils from above and below and all that is, that are working with me to allow me greater practice and fluency to bring in all the energies for these new grids and timelines and so on. And it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just for the joy and for the beauty of us in our oneness of remembrance. That's what Babaji came forward to experience for us and express to us. He was giving it from the master's perspective, looking within the native experience, looking within, as the native elder was looking upon the tribe, the people, how they moved about the tribe and the animals on the land. And it was like an interdimensional story that one was showing me from various levels, so that we understand the song and dance that's playing with everything in our life that we oftentimes pass over and walk over. And how can we start bringing these stories to the table as a part of our joy and our pride, that we're all one in this song, that we are all a part of Source's song, that we're all part of an intricate balance of oneness, of joy, of how things move and entangle and have this beautiful symbiotic experience. And can we bring, even in the challenging times, the relationship of Source within it and fan it out to understand that it's touching all things. And if we're not prideful and joyful of who we are, then many of those experiences that as we've known and we've experienced, many of the native and ancestral experiences of shamanic medicine, shamanic stories, our historic lineage of oneness has been lost. And we're here to reignite that. We're here to re-empower it. We're here to bring praise in our light through all generations. And I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Creator. So thankful. Thank you to the Holy Christ that was always with me, Jesus and Yeshua. Thank you so much, and Mother Mary, and all of the councils and the brothers and sisterhoods of light, and the holy mothers and the sisters of Alcyon that I work with. Thank you so much. And praise in your light, dear lighted ones. Have a great day. Know that it's okay to sing and dance. Know that it's okay for your soul to be happy and joyful for who you are, and the sacred divine relationship that's within all seconds, all moments, all things, all experiences, all life, because we are all one. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Bye.